Hey, welcome back to Get Down to Business. Listen, friends, in today's digital age, your online reputation and social proof are critical to attracting and influencing millions of consumers. Today, I'm joined by two of the leading experts in this space. I'm joined by Scott Brandley and DJ Sprague, the authors of Reputation King, How to Become the Most Trusted Online Brand in Your Industry. I'm not going to go on and on with their backgrounds because that would take up our entire time, but this is a really important topic. Online reputation, social proof. It's invaluable for any business looking to thrive in the digital marketplace. Scott and DJ, let's dive in. Welcome to the program.
Awesome. Thanks for having us.
Absolutely. So the book is titled Reputation King. In simple terms, friends, why is online reputation more critical than ever for businesses, regardless of their size or industry?
Everybody is looking for trust in a vendor, a website, or a buying experience. In fact, the research says that 98% of consumers look at ratings and reviews on a website before they make a purchase. So trust trumps virtually everything.
Indeed. And you guys are experts in social proof and persuasion. So what exactly is social proof and how can businesses effectively leverage it to influence the buying decisions of consumers online?
Yeah, so social proof is basically the idea that people like to follow what other people are doing. And when it comes to, especially online, ratings and reviews have become the main way that people gauge whether to buy something or to do something. They look and see what other people before them have done. And if they've had a good experience, then that cuts down that decision-making process so they can make choices faster and easier, especially in the world that we live in today.
Indeed. And this next piece is something very near and dear to my heart because I get questions about this all the time. Many businesses, small businesses in particular, are struggling with negative reviews. What's the most common mistake that you see companies making when responding to that negative feedback? And what's your advice for turning that negative into a positive opportunity?
That's a great opportunity. The first mistake is to do nothing and ignore it because consumers really like to see how the brand is responding to a mess up, a mistake, a problem, a concern that a customer legitimately or illegitimately had, but they're still voicing their unsatisfaction. And so what the brand needs to do is quickly and effectively respond to that review. Show empathy, explain how you're going to rectify the situation, and take care of it as quickly as possible. If you bury it, forget about it, and ignore it, it just becomes a problem. A lot of consumers, in fact, look at the negative reviews more than the positive. Why? They want to see how bad the experience of the product could possibly be. And if the product simply showed up a day late or 2 days late, or maybe the exterior packaging was damaged, but nothing was damaged inside, so what? Is that worth a 2-star review? No. So they just want to make sure that these aren't major issues. They're just minor inconveniences.
Absolutely. I'm going to turn to Scott Brandley, one of the co-authors of Reputation King, How to Become the Most Trusted Online Brand in Your Industry. Scott, you are the CEO of Shopper Approved and a 2-time Inc. 500 award winner that's developed over 40 software products shaping the online e-commerce and reputation landscape. Scott, you have deep insights into ratings and reviews. What are some of the advanced strategies that businesses can use to encourage more genuine and positive feedback from their customers?
Well, that's a great question. So one of the things that you can do is when it comes to online reviews, a lot of consumers nowadays are triangulating businesses' reputations by going into Google and searching for things like, is this company legitimate, or, abc.com reviews. And if you're on multiple open review platforms online and you have, say, a good review reputation on one, but you have a bad reputation on 2 or 3 other review platforms, that can really deter people from buying from you or from trusting you. And so one of the things you can do is we have a technology in Shopper Approved that will actually send verified buyers to go leave reviews on these open review platforms. And so what that does is that naturally and ethically. Levels out your reputation naturally across the web. And so when somebody goes to search for your business, they can see that you really are an honest, hardworking company, and they can make better buying decisions.
Yeah, that's amazing, Scott. Thank you. And DJ, I know you were a former chief marketing officer of $1 billion franchise, and you've driven record sales for top brands like Kodak, Toyota, and JD Power. So I want to turn to you with that experience driving the record sales for major brands. What's one advanced marketing strategy that businesses often overlook but could significantly impact their online brand and sales?
Another great question. First of all, you want to ask every single customer for a review, because statistically, the more people you ask, the more positive 4- and 5-star reviews you're going to get. Let's face it. If you're a viable brand, you have great products and great customer service. So if you ask everyone for a review, you're going to collect, by and large, far more positive reviews than negative. Number two, you want to distribute those reviews across the web, across multiple review platforms on your website, in your Google Ads, Google Shopping. You want to put those in your emails, all of your collateral. You want to put them on your product page, your category page, your home page. You want to make sure that throughout the buyer journey, everywhere someone has a engagement or touch point with your brand, they're seeing social proof, they're seeing reviews, they're seeing positive interaction with your product and brands. And this really helps amplify your online reputation across search and every touch point within your website.
Absolutely. I've got to squeeze in a quick break here on the program, but we're chatting with the co-authors of Reputation King, How to Become the Most Trusted Online Brand in Your Industry. We'll be right back. Hey, we're back on Get Down to Business, and we are having this absolutely fascinating conversation with the co-authors of Reputation King, How to Become the Most Trusted Online Brand in Your Industry. And I'm joined once again by Scott Brandley and DJ Sprague. Fascinating backgrounds and fascinating conversation. I want to continue that and talk about the two-letter word or two-letter acronym that has changed everything, and that is AI, artificial intelligence. Guys, so much has changed in these past few years, and it seems like it's influencing everything about our reputation and everything about online shopping and experience with our customers. What advice? I don't even know how to articulate this question, but what do we know about AI, and how can we leverage it as a positive?
Well, I think you have to be aware of AI, especially when it comes to ratings and reviews online. I think one of the challenges that open review platforms are going to have in the future, and open review platforms or reviews where anyone can go leave a review, whether they've made a purchase or not, those are going to face some serious challenges because, as you know, with AI, it can act just like a human, and it can leave a review that sounds very much like a human. And so those open review platforms can be manipulated. So you need to be very careful that when you make buying decisions, you're looking for verified review platforms or review platforms where people can only leave a review if they actually bought the product.
Indeed.
So I think that's really important to look for.
Indeed. And, most of our listeners are in the small business space, entrepreneurs that might have multiple businesses, but everybody is aiming to be the most trusted online brand in their industry. So what's the single most important piece of advice that you'd give to the entrepreneurs to focus on in the coming months?
Yeah, well, first of all, you don't want to respond with standard cookie cutter reviews using AI or templates. You want to make sure that you're using a very personalized, very humanistic response. Now, AI is getting better, but it's not perfect yet. So playing off of that AI strategy, a lot of people are tempted to use AI to respond to reviews. And you want to make sure that you're vetting those and making sure that they're representing your brand, your product, your tone, your voice, your persona, and you're being humanistic.
Yeah, powerful stuff. Scott, DJ, this has been a masterclass in online reputation and digital marketing. I can't thank you enough for sharing such valuable and actionable insights with our listeners. I understand that you've got a special gift for our audience, perhaps a free digital and streaming audio copy of the book Reputation King. I am really curious where we can learn more about that and everything Shopper approved and Reputation King. How can we get in touch and get a copy of that book?
We'd love everybody to get a free copy at reputationking.com. Again, that's reputationking.com. You can download your free audio and digital version of the book, the entire book. You can also learn more about Shopper Approved at shopperapproved.com. And you can listen to our own podcast at trafficandconversionpodcast.com, where we talk about these strategies and many more regarding generating more traffic and higher conversions for e-commerce websites.
Yeah, listeners, this is a must. We'll link in the show notes, and I've learned so much in these in this conversation. And I can't wait to have both of you back on real soon. Scott and DJ, thank you so much. That's a wrap, believe it or not, for us this week on Get Down to Business. We've had rapid fire conversations and have learned so much. But I know, listeners, you won't want to miss a single episode. So be sure to, first of all, mark your calendars every Sunday at 6 p.m. right here on AM 560 The Answer. Also get on my website, syklein.com, syklein.com. Shoot me a note. I always love to hear from our listeners. Love to get that feedback on what you want to talk about. We can also find the past 12 plus years of shows all about small business, jobs, and entrepreneurship. Get on your favorite podcast app, search for Get Down to Business, but do me a favor, rate, review, and share. That makes it even easier for others to find the show. To success, let's get down to business. I can't wait to continue the conversation with you next week. Have a great week ahead.